It's 2025. Some of the most dangerous hacking tools are actually out. Like they actually exist. Back then, we wouldn't even know they exist. Internet wasn't even lit enough to show us this bitch. But now, there's some hacking tools that'll get you like,
What if the most dangerous threat to your online security wasn't even online? What if it looked like a toy, a flash drive, a pen? These aren't props from a spy thriller. These are real hacker gadgets being used in airports, cafes, and even inside office buildings right now. And today, we're showing you exactly how they work. Welcome back to the dark underworld of cybersecurity, where breaches don't always happen through phishing emails or brute force attacks, but through silent gadgets hidden in plain sight.
yeah. And I wanted to see how he was going to start it. Basically, think of it like the CIA or some investigation bureau who wants some intelligence. You get what I mean? They'll casually perfect example. For those who do Walmart or gig work, every gig work app has a secret app to ensure that the worker on the gig app is paying. Think of the United States like that. Every gadget or every device that we use today that is for consumer use has a spy gadget behind it before it was turned to a consumer use. You get what I mean? So we can ensure that the information we're able to grab on all of our consumers are grabbable. I don't want to give you guys something and you guys are doing something I can't track. That's all I want to say.
In our last video, we revealed the top 10 dangerous hacker gadgets you should know about. But now, we're going one layer deeper because understanding what these tools do is just the beginning. Today, we're revealing how they work. From manipulating Wi Fi signals to intercepting encrypted text, we're breaking down the mechanics behind these devices, the tech that makes them so lethal, and the real scenarios where they're deployed.
Don't know if this is TOS, so I'm not going to say what device it is. But on my channel, there's someone who has a gadget with plasma, whoosh, whoosh, flames, trying to dodge TOS. But it's some cool Call of Duty gadget. Check it out, man. And I got the creator to comment on it too. So hopefully build something where we could collab. But even the other one, counter UAV on my channel, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these gadgets, I want to view them and just get in contact with them so we can see how to make consumer graded ones. Obviously, that's going to take a military contract. But in my eyes, I feel like everybody in the country should be digital literate. Pen testing is more important now than ever.
By the end of this video, you won't just know what these gadgets are, you'll know how they breach your network, steal your data, and bypass your defenses without you ever noticing. And there's one tool on this list that literally rewrites your device's identity without touching the hard drive. Let's start with a tool that has fooled even seasoned tech professionals: Wi-Fi Pineapple. At first glance, it looks like a small router, but its power lies in its ability to impersonate trusted networks. Here's how it works. The device broadcasts SSIDs, network names, that mimic public Wi-Fi like Starbucks Wi-Fi or Airport Freenet. Your phone, remembering that network from a previous session, automatically connects without asking you. From there, the attacker can perform a man-in-the-middle MITM attack, intercepting every packet of data you send or receive.
So for people who are just looking and are beginners at hacking, I'm going to explain the process of what happened. He found, and this is before you even touch a computer, because there is a little bit of social engineering that goes involved. He found something that he could implement his attack on. That's the first thing. He found something. Now, you can't be the person who tests different vulnerabilities on one, so testing multiple attacks on one place, but he in specific found one thing that worked for his attack. You get what I mean? And with that attack, he knows all the, I guess, the inner workings of it. So carrying out an attack like this is easy because he knows what to expect next. Rather than being on the other side of it, where you think your defenses is so good, but it's just getting crushed. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Because when you're looking on YouTube and expecting one thing to work, you're probably using a vulnerability on a website that doesn't have that vulnerability. Now, what that happens is nothing. Now, if you use a website and if you use the vulnerability on a website without security against it, It's gonna look like you're the best hacker in the world. When in serious, they just don't have the best protection.
Logins, passwords, and even encrypted credentials. They can redirect you to fake login portals. And since HTTPS can be spoofed using SSL stripping, even secure connections aren't safe. How it really works. The Pineapple runs on modified OpenWRT firmware with tools like DANS spoof, EtherCap, and SSL strip. It exploits a device's trust in remembered Wi-Fi networks using Karma mode, which aggressively responds to probe requests sent by nearby devices. Next up is a tool that pretends to be a keyboard and types faster than any human ever could. The USB Rubber Ducky doesn't infect your system like malware. It uses
Yeah, I got a funny story. So me, I got where I work at right now, we have other people in tech. So me and my friends were waiting for the crew to come in, and there's a flash drive in the computer. And the he's like a senior technician on his side jobs, works on projects and home labbing and stuff. He comes in, he's tired as shit, dog, tired as shit. But he sees the flash drive in there, and we all don't know why it's in there, right? But me being me, I just kind of want to fuck with him and just leave it there and just fuck with him type shit. So he was like, just immediately comes, he looks at me, and I'm just like chilling, grinning, because I know what he's about to ask generally, not just to me. Because me, he know, put it like this, I wouldn't, I'm just gonna say I don't know why it's there. So I'm good because I wouldn't do that in terms of practice. Like there's nothing that you could plug in, and even if you do plug in, there's only shit that's bootable already. Like you can't plug an unrecognizable device on my shit. That's just how I make my devices, bro. No, nothing in, nothing out, my nigga. You in there, you're in there, bitch. So he goes around, he's like, yo, who put the flash drive in the computer, right? And nobody knows. But normally, no one takes it out. Like they think it like, oh my God, you can't do it. He looks at like, yo, what the fuck? Takes it out. Everybody goes crazy, like running around, paper stones. Yeah, I just thought she said it was just funny. He's like, nothing's gonna happen. It's just I don't want it there.
your own operating system against you. The second you plug it in, it's recognized as a keyboard. No antivirus scan, no warning. Then it runs a pre-written payload, maybe opening the command prompt, downloading malware, or creating a new admin user at lightning speed. Behind the scenes, the Ducky uses a microcontroller programmed with Ducky script, which allows attackers to customize commands. The OS can't distinguish it from a real keyboard. This allows the attacker to exploit trusted device interfaces. It's tiny. It has a pixelated dolphin, and it's the most terrifying tool on this list. The Flipper Zero works by emulating multiple interfaces: RFID, NFC, Bluetooth Low Energy, infrared, GPIO, and even one-wire systems. Think of it like a universal key, and then some. It can clone RFID entry badges, spoof NFC.
That's actually crazy. The cloning part. Because I remember there was a video that said they could actually clone keys too. If that's fucking true, the Flipper Zero is a great gadget, just entirely.
Devices or send out raw radio signals to control garage doors, TVs, or hotel locks. Here's how. It uses a 125 kilohertz RFID antenna, a 13.56 megahertz NFC chip, and sub-gigahertz transceivers for radio replay. It's all programmable via open source firmware, making it accessible even to amateurs, and yes, it supports Wi-Fi sniffing add-ons too. The LAN Turtle might look like a cheap USB to Ethernet adapter, but once plugged into a network port, it
You
opens a
fuck.
covert backdoor.
Yeah,
It runs a custom Linux OS and can quietly tunnel out using reverse SSH, giving a hacker remote access to your corporate intranet without opening any
Yo, remote tunneling out is a thief. Yo, what?
firewall ports. How it works.
Yeah, that's like voodoo in a stick, bro.
It establishes a connection to a command and control server, using DNS tunneling or HTTPS to blend with normal traffic. Admins may not notice it for weeks or months. You walk through a crowd, you feel nothing, hear nothing. But your access badge has just been cloned. RFID cloners work by transmitting a signal to activate passive tags, then reading the returned signal. Devices like the Proxmark 3 or Flipper Zero can then emulate the stolen ID, gaining access to secured areas. And with NFC smartphones now supporting card emulation modes, These attacks are more common than ever. A hardware keylogger sits between your keyboard and computer, silently recording every keystroke. No drivers, no software. Completely undetectable.
Oh, yeah, I know some of these scammers are going crazy on the iPhone right now. Now I get it. Now I get it. At first, I didn't get it. I'm like, yo, how? But I get it now.
How it works.
Boys is
These
going
devices
stupid on
capture
the
keyboard
iPhone.
signals at the USB level, buffering data into internal memory. Some models come with Wi Fi or GSM modules to exfiltrate logs in real time. In advanced setups, they even encrypt the stored keystrokes, making forensic recovery difficult without the proper decryption key.
Yeah, because I put it like this. Imagine being on Apple and you can SSH out, but it's kind of like a closed source network. So 9 times out of 10, you're not SSHing out, which is like a hacker's dream. It's like a kill switch. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm new to this, not like doing it, but in my theory, it would be almost like a kill switch. Nothing in, not like my laptop. If something were to happen inside, the person would have to know. And how the fuck is a person gonna know? There's no fucking like drive like on a phone. If something like this can happen on a phone, and you can have a computer or iMac, that's why I said it might be going crazy because you can connect everything onto one thing. They could fucking use every Apple Pay wallet, every feature from an iMac and not even have access to your phone just because of how close, yo, dog, that's
What makes
devious. But let me know if I'm wrong. Like, there's just certain things you can't do. Because if you can, hey, look, I just gave y'all guys a method.
the Bash Bunny more powerful than the Rubber Ducky is its ability to adapt to the host system. Once inserted, it checks if the system is Windows, Mac OS, or Linux and executes tailored scripts accordingly. It can launch multi-stage payloads. Phase 1 downloads credentials. Phase 2 installs a remote access tool. Phase 3 wipes traces of itself. Under the hood, it runs on a
I just thought of something, right? Imagine we're done are the days of one standardized OS and you make a new OS daily, right? An OS changes daily just to keep up with new security or make hackers have to learn something new every day, right? Would that be a good alternative? Even though it's hard work, but it would solve the case that A, multiple developers are laid off because there would need to be a developer every day as well as a hacker every day. And B, we would only have to worry about 0 days, not any vulnerability, because it would likely be yesterday's news. Not like it's not important, but any bounty that we find won't hold as much value until it's time to make another version of an OS that is based on the previous one. You get what I mean? So like let me know if that would be a good alternative. I'm just trying to find some alternatives to stop hacking because hacking is it is where it is because it's easier to hack than it is to do IT, but this is not easy at all. It's just if you're gonna pick one thing, pick the thing you understand. And I I know how to fuck over a nigga better than help a person out. You can't always help people. This is just sad truth of life.
full Debian
You should always
OS
fuck
and
someone over.
supports payload chaining, delays, and attack triggers. It has two USB interfaces, one for attack and one for storage or feedback. It's like having a miniature hacker in a box. These devices, like IMSI catchers, mimic cell towers and force your phone to connect to them, instead of legitimate networks. The result? Attackers can intercept calls, SMS messages, and even real-time locations. Some models downgrade 4G LTE to 2G, stripping away encryption. Others run man-in-the-middle attacks that relay messages to and from the real tower, silently eavesdropping. Technically, they exploit the lack of mutual authentication in GSM protocols. Your phone doesn't verify tower legitimacy, it just connects to the strongest signal. Quick question. If someone stole your phone right now, could they access your two-factor authentication codes? Most of us rely on text messages for two-factor authentication, but devices like GSM interceptors make that protection meaningless. Comment below, what's your 2FA method and do you trust it?
You might as well leave it right here because if you need a 2FA method in 2025, you might as well go crypto. This is not, I'm not sponsored by them, but this is just the sad reality we're in. If you need a 2FA to make sure shit if you need a 2FA that is not message code, we might as well go crypto. Like with all the encryptions and everything, at least it'll help IT out. I'm not even saying it in terms of like propping up prices and stuff. I'm like, yo, dog, this is insane. And you expect us to use what AI on public data? Yeah, you're insane, United States. Insanity at its highest, bro. Because if AI is backed on anything, it better not be money. It better be crypto. But anyways, I digress because these are some of the ways that hacking gadgets actually work. The most dangerous one was seen, it was the rubber ducky that could type an SSH out into any system. That's some diabolical gadgeting right there, dog. But like, comment, subscribe, and in the next one.